This is so weird. Hi, I'm alive. It seems like the only thing that brings me back to booktube is hosting readathon, and that is what I'm doing today. I have missed filming, posting, and editing and interacting with you guys so much. Being in front of a camera though is literally so nerve-wracking right now. Like if I look everywhere but the camera, like that is why. It is just so weird to me just being back here. Lots of things have changed, you know, cut my hair. If you follow me on my socials, which if you don't, you should, you would know. Other things that have happened are just like I'm applying to colleges right now. I'm trying to get through senior year, you know, like alive. It's just a lot, and booktube has always been in the back of my mind, and what has really convinced me to come on here again is of course this readathon. One of my best friends on here, Rachel from Let Me in the Library, my homegirl, my everything, literally my favorite person on this planet, had this idea of hosting a Zodiac themed readathon, and she's like, Nidhi, like you have to be on here. Like I'll literally push it back if you can't make it, and that is like the sweetest thing in the world. Although I don't talk about it much in my videos on Twitter and Instagram, I'm very much into astrology. I don't consider myself like an expert or anything. Like I can read your chart. Will it be accurate? Who knows? I've always been interested in astrology. I've identified with my sun sign like my entire life. I have a friend who is like interested in houses and alignments and like seasons and changes and things like that, and she really opened my eyes up to like a whole new side of astrology. And since seeing that side, I've just become infatuated with it. I love being the token astrology friend. It's really fun for me. So obviously I'm gonna agree to host this readathon, plus I'm hosting it alongside my favorite people ever. So yeah, it's just a really chill readathon. If you don't know, readathons are basically events where usually you join a Discord, which we have one, and then you read certain books according to certain prompts. This readathon is especially chill. You know my girl Rachel, you know me, of course we're gonna keep it chill. You can double up, double down, you can interpret these prompts however you want. Like it's just a fun time to just talk about astrology and read books. It'll definitely get me back into reading. I have not been reading a lot recently, nor have I really been watching anime, so I don't really know who I am anymore, and it's kind of concerning. However, I'm just like really glad to be back here. All right, so I feel like I just said some word vomit, so now I'm gonna give you like actual information about the readathon, and then I'll get into my chart and then my TBR. I'm really excited to talk about my chart because I can literally talk about my chart for ages. I have so much information on it. So before I do that, you can pause this video and comment down below what chart you think I'm gonna have. I'm just really interested to see, because many people when I tell them my chart, they're like, yep, so accurate, so true, and I agree. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to explain this readathon and all of its information. However, if it is confusing at any point, there is a Google Doc down below that has this all eloquently typed out. So first, the reason this is called the Big 3 Readathon is because based on what time and where and when So the reason this is called the Big 3 Readathon is because based on the time you were born and where you were born, you're assigned a whole chart that coordinates to what direction the planets were at the time and place you were born. So your sun sign is like how you're really grouped with people, and it's just who you are as a person truly and like who you encompass to be. Your moon sign though is your emotions and how you truly feel, and then your rising sign is what you come off to people. So when they first meet you, that's like your first impression, I guess. Again, that is a very simplified version of your Big 3. There's obviously more information out there. That's just how I like to tell people when they ask me about their Big 3. It's not that common to have the same chart as someone unless you're, you know, born exactly where they're born, the same vicinity as them, and around the same time. However, I've known people with very similar charts. For example, even my twin and I, we have the exact same chart. We are twins, and we are not the same person at all. So the way I see it, it's like you take different traits from these zodiacs and you see like what really applies to you, and some traits are more prominent, some aren't. Whether you believe 100% in astrology or you pick and choose what you believe, it is at the end of the day just fun, and it's a really interesting concept that I love to know more about. Another reason I love astrology is because my chart is just so accurate to who I am, so it'd be kind of a disservice if I don't believe my chart. So this readathon is being hosted from November 1st to November 30th. Basically, after you find your Big 3, you read books according to those prompts. There will be a link down below so you can find out your Big 3. My lovely hosts are as follows: Rachel from Let Me in the Library, Christine and Mo from the Roomies Digest, Kasey from Kasey Can Read, me obviously from nidhireddyreads, and Daryann from Daryann Reads, and lastly Nicole from Cup from Nicole. If you're curious about their charts and their videos, it'll all be linked down below. Again, there's a Discord link. Please make sure to join that. That's how we'll be communicating, and we'll probably be talking about astrology obviously and our TBRs and things like that. Another fun thing about this readathon is corresponding to the prompt you have, we also have memes that we found, and they are hilarious. Those Zodiac accounts are like my favorite thing in the world because one, they're so accurate, and two, they're just like funny. So if you don't want to follow the prompt prompt and you interpret the meme in a different way, you can totally do that as well. And then lastly, we have challenges for whichever element you're part of. Each of the 12 zodiacs are divided into 4 different elements, so 3 zodiacs per element. Okay, so now to my chart and my TBR. I'm just gonna go down the list. I'm gonna tell you guys my big 6 because I think that paints a lot more of an accurate picture of me. My sun sign is a Capricorn. I'm born January 9th, so I'm not even near any cusp or anything. I am a Capricorn. I identify very heavily with being a Capricorn. In fact, that used to be like my big identifier. So yeah, I'm a Capricorn sun. My moon sign is Leo, which again, very true. If you meet me, I'm a Leo moon. And then my rising is a Libra rising, which I never identified with that much. In fact, in my whole chart, this is like the least thing I really see myself as, which is weird because when you first meet me, I give off Libra energy. However, the more I learned about Libra risings and the more I realized that a lot of people want to be a Libra rising, it made me like feel a bit more special about it. Each zodiac sign is ruled by a specific planet in our solar system, and the ruler for Libra is Venus. So that means when I come off to people, it's like a very romantic, lovey vibe, which I really like, and I think is true. Yeah, so I'm a Sagittarius Mercury, which I think you can tell by the way I talk to the camera and the fact that I can like literally talk to a brick wall. And then my Mars is Aries Mars. It's always interesting when you have a planet ruler and that zodiac together. And then my favorite placement, and it says a lot about me, is my Aquarius Venus. It is a red flag. Like, I will acknowledge it's a pretty red flag having an air sign Venus. Once I found out I was an Aquarius Venus, my life just like, I understood myself a lot better. Okay, now to conclude this video, I'm going to be telling you my TBR. I don't like knowing the most about books before I read them. That's why I never do TBRs. And first, for Capricorn Sun, the prompt is a memoir. I need to read more memoirs. And for this prompt, I will be reading In the Dream House. Everyone has loved this one, and it just seems so good. It seems just my vibe. Like, everything about this book is just like my thing. Next, the prompt for Leo Moon is read a book that most people hate, but you think you'll love. Can we talk about this meme though? Like, so accurate. So accurate. That's how I feel constantly. This prompt was the most difficult to find a book for because I don't read books people don't like. I don't like wasting my time. Like, I don't have time to read my whole TBR. But one book series that I've been meaning to read since like the beginning of my channel is Shadow and Bone, and I still have not read it. With the TV show out, it's like, what is wrong with me? Like, actually, what is wrong with me? I have read the Six of Crows duology 3 times. And I just haven't read Shadow and Bone. I've always been putting it off. People tell me it's not worth it and they're like, Six of Crows is so much better, but I feel like it's a disservice if I don't read the original trilogy. So I will be reading those 3 books. Many people don't like it. Maybe it's because it's in comparison to Six of Crows, or maybe they just like don't like it in general. Who knows? But I will be letting you know. I don't think I need to explain what Shadow and Bone is about because it is by Leigh Bardugo. Like, she, like, Six of Crows, it's like, are you on booktube if you don't know what the series is? Like, you know what I mean? And lastly, Libra Rising is read a book from a top 10 list. So the list I found were New York Times bestselling mystery thriller books of 2020. However, this list is a top 20 list, but I think it will do. The book I'm choosing is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I actually started it like last year and I only read like 5 chapters or so. And I think through book format, it was just a little bit difficult to process and understand. I remember like liking the writing, thinking it was mysterious, and then it was just due at the library and I just never rechecked it. Clearly from the list, it's a mystery / thriller, and it's about this girl and a murder. All I remember from it, from the first like 5 chapters, was that she was a swamp girl. I don't know why I remember that. And that there was a body discovered and her parents were like neglectful for some reason. That's all I remember. And that's all I'm gonna tell you about it because that's all I know. I'm really excited to read these 3 books, and what's even more fun is that based on whatever element you have of your sun sign, we have a special like life challenge that goes along with it. So yours truly came up with the earth sign prompt, and that is to read in a format that you're not used to. Earth signs are very stable signs, you know, you think of the earth, very grounded people. Just having the physical book in front of me is just like a much more riveting experience and much more what I'm used to. However, I will be going out of my comfort zone and trying Where the Crawdads Sing through audiobook. So that's it. That's my TBR. I really hope you can participate. It's very self-explanatory and I think it's gonna be a great time. Please let me know what you're reading, and if you make a video, like, please send it to Discord. If you ever post about it, please tag me. I would love to reshare it. I am so excited to get back into booktube, back into filming, and of course back doing what I love. So yeah, I love you guys. Please make sure to comment down below and see you next time.